Emerald Oracle is designed for doing the highest amount of damage possible while still being able to take hits without any setbacks to your damage. The build is designed to do every boss in the game with ease, and extremely simple to use with only 2 rules. First rule is you're only going to be using Iron Sing Mantras for Metal Rain into criticals and get Artisan Blade procs back into that and repeat. The second rule is no using Moppet. The reason you don't want to be using a Moppet is for the reason that you want to be able to critical constantly to proc Artisan Blades to keep bosses staggered almost permanently during fights. If you want the builder, I'll post it at either 150 likes or 100 subs gained on this video. You use Emerald Oracle and Stardust Sovereign in the way where you want to be cycling your critical with Iron Sing Mantras to constantly proc Artisan Blades to help stagger, and when he is staggered you want to use Frozen Servants, Warden Blades, and on top of that you want to be using Ice Flock to deal maximum damage, alongside maybe getting 1 or 2 M1s off, depending on how good you are at using the build. For Enchants, if you don't have Astral, you can substitute it out for Grim, which is also another way to get increased damage, but not nearly as much as it would be with Astral. Alternatively, also you could run Metal if you don't have either of them. On this build we get Shade of Power for 25% extra damage at cost of a little bit of our health, Charged Return, which pairs really well with our next talent, Flame Within, because of the fact that when having a status effect on yourself, which was because of Flame Within, you also proc Charged Return, and this also works really well with Immolation, on top of that reducing the damage dealt by our own flames by 75%. And to make it even better, you run Ishin's Ring on top of that to get everything else a 15% damage increase. The difference between this build and Stardust Sovereign is this build has much less damage modifiers, but you'd think, oh yeah, that's a lot less damage, but in reality, this is more damage on bosses like Elder Primadon, Etheron, and other bosses that take longer periods of time, because you can keep these buffs active for longer periods. Again, the same as how Stardust Sovereign uses these 3 talents, Rending, Needle, Impaler, Reshape, Remold, and Piercing Metal, all when comboed together, make it to where your builds can stagger mobs or posture rate mobs as fast as humanly possible while being able to still deal incredible damage. Unlike Stardust Sovereign, we can use 2 helmets, one of them being Deep Scorn Cast with the already dead talent, reducing self-damage, or we can use Parasol Panther, which decreases the damage further from our Flame Within by an extra 25%. Next, for arms, we want to be using Ignition Gauntlet for the ability to parry unparryable attacks, which helps us learn bosses like Elder with his kick, and also other bosses with unparryables. This one is optional, but if you do have Astral and you have the ability to get Celestial Boots, I would recommend it because it gives an extra 5% damage on top of everything, but if you do not, don't worry, it's only 5% damage. Lastly, to finish off, we're going to look at rings. For rings, there's only really 3 rings that you want to use and 1 optional, which is going to be the Dawn Fist ring and the Akira's ring for more scaling on our weapon. But also you want to be running a Ishin's ring for the extra 15% damage, and optionally you can run a Charged ring for more crystal procs on bosses. For Enchants, you can run Metal for learning bosses like Elder, or being able to armor drain for more Ignition Gauntlet parries, but also just draining his armor in general to make it a lot easier. There's also the ability to get 10x armor damage by using Knives Journey and Decisive Blow on your critical. If you have the ability, use Astral for an extra 20% weapon damage, and if using Celestial Boots an extra 25, but it is very situational. It is good on every boss, but if you want to stagger bosses more often, instead you can run like Metal. An alternative to Astral is being able to run Grim, which after a certain amount of hits, increases their all incoming damage by 25% and their posture damage by 50%. Lastly, there's 3 builds that I'd recommend running on this build, one of them being Crazy Slots, Dimensional Travel, and Payback. The reason why you want to use crazy slots is for Divine Dagger. Payback is for his big stomp, being able to deal a lot of damage in a short period of time. And Dimensional Travel for learning bosses, mainly Elder though, because you can use it without having to have a massive delay between, bringing you to safety whenever you need to heal. Let's get on with the actual showcase instead of talking about what you're supposed to run on the build. Thank you for watching the video. It does take me time to make these, but I do enjoy making them. Also, if you want a build that is really good, I would recommend watching my Stardust Sovereign showcase, because it is the current highest damaging build and is still amazing to use. Thank you for watching, have a great day, and make sure to subscribe.